Love to get out and run the floor.
Oh, yeah, this pace is going to be incredible. Our heads will literally be on a swivel tonight, Kevin, and we're going to see a lot of plays in transition and maybe a lot of turnovers as well.
Well, we're buckled in either way. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. We've got Sharp. Scott is out there with Russell. Then there's Cam Johnson, and it's Thomas in at the 3. Driving to the basket. A second chance effort, and it's good on the way up.
Look at McCollum just going to work. So good at using his creativity to find shots inside.
Here's Scott, and the Nets another 3. And we have to mention, Greg, the utter dominance MP has shown recently, right? A huge scoring night for him on insane efficiency. The numbers, you can't even believe what you're reading.
You just don't see stat lines like the one that MP had very often. Kevin, it looked like he had a cheat code on the way. He was making everything from the floor.
Brooklyn's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. And guys, hold on now. I'm getting word we have Shams Charania calling in. Shams, what do you have for us?
Thanks, guys. A big move for the Pelicans this summer, trading for DeJounte Murray, a versatile and durable lead guard who's proven to be one of the best clutch players. His acquisition directly addresses some of the Pelicans' greatest needs. And guys, I'm very interested to see how this plays out.
You're right, a big piece. Okay, Shams, we appreciate the update. Here is Russell. Following the score by DeJounte Murray. Scott, good.
And I like Russell's ability to create for others. He does what's best for the team.
Here's Murray. The rebound by the Nets. A fantastic stretch this group has strung together. 8 wins and counting.
Well, I think they've found something. I like how they're executing. They're playing with a lot of energy. We'll see if they can keep it going.
Here's Murray after the basket by Brooklyn. Here's Messi. Got a piece of it, and he's able to get it back. Again, the miss by Murray.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Here's Scott. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Johnson's got 3 assists tonight.
All these threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
Connects from three-point range. Nets leading by 5. Swiped away. Here's Murray. The shot is good. It's his second bucket in 5 tries.
Just great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and then trigger the fast break.
Good on the bucket.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
And here are the Pelicans now, following the bucket by the Nets. And McCollum with the slam.
Nice play by McCollum. So crafty with the ball in his hands.
And GA, what you have to admire about C.J. McCollum is he is the consummate pro.
Yeah, at this stage of his career, he's the adult in the room. And he's grown into a connector on the floor while still being that professional scorer.
Here's McCollum. After the basket by Brooklyn. And McCollum with the slam.
Well, McCollum very smooth with the handle, creating the separation he needs.
Pass to Scott. Beyond the arc. Pelicans pull it in. Last game matched up with the Magic. Tough loss there.
Hey, they had their opportunities, but let's face it, they choked from the line. Hard to win that way on the road.
Yeah, those opposing crowds can put you off balance at the stripe, but you got to block out the noise and make those free throws.
Now, here's Sharp. Still without a basket. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
We've got 28 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's McCollum. And it's Russell with the rebound.
Well, if you give him that shot again, I'm willing to bet he nails it, especially with that lack of defensive effort.
Now, here's Scott. Against Cleveland, he was really on his game. Puts up a three. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
And guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Well, what I love about his three-point shooting is the spacing that he's adding. It makes things a lot easier for everyone else.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. So guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for Brooklyn?
Well, the coaching staff's game plan is very clear. Move the ball on the perimeter and shoot the shots with no hesitation.
And also have to bring up their passing game. They've been moving the ball with great precision so far and creating great looks for their teammates.
Setting the floor for the Nets. Williams is out there with Trendon Watford. Then there's Scott. Then it's DeAnthony Melton. And it's Claxton in at the 5 roaming the paint.
He's creating good looks and shooting very efficiently.
Pass to Boston. Screen by Jones. Shoots from the line. And that one's good, Boston.
Well, maybe the defense thinks they can live with that, but he's pretty consistent from that mid-range area.
Scott finds Watford. He's looking for Claxton and finds him. And it's good. 3 points on the board on the shot from Scott. Scott's got the lead up to 11 now for Brooklyn. Pass to Payton. Back to Williamson. New Orleans moving the ball around. Austin. And a miss there on the triple. Brooklyn's gone 7 of 9 on three-pointers tonight. Outstanding mark from long range. And it's out of bounds to the Pelicans. Right now, I've sent it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, if you want to win, of course, playing both ends of the floor is essential. Former Defensive Player of the Year Draymond Green says, we've seen teams for years make the mistake of thinking they can put a great offense out there and win. You run up against a team that's just competent offensively, but they play defense, you're going to lose. Kevin?
You got the 1-2 punch, as Draymond talks about. Man, that is something tough to get by. DA thanks. From outside the arc. And the Pelicans miss again. Nets leading by 13. Williams up on top. Covered by Williamson. Drills the three-pointer. Scott's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
And a big part of perimeter defense, Greg, avoiding screens. What are some of the tricks of the trade in that regard?
Well, sometimes you have to get skinny. I mean, other times it's using your strength. A lot goes into it. Also, getting a cadence for the screener. It's one of the more challenging aspects of NBA defense.
Claxton a screen on Williamson. 2 open that time. Made it look too easy. Williams has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Johnson, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Russell comes in for Milton. Now we have a chance to pay homage to the Eastern Conference Player of the Week, Mr. Perfect.
And you just look at the point totals that he has posted up during that time frame. Just some unreal numbers. Hard to argue with him as the pick when he is just putting up huge stats on offense and carrying this team with his scoring ability.
Pass to Murray, over to the wing, and it's McCollum in the corner. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Claxton with the steal. Williams in the post, covered by Williamson. Here's Scott. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. And that's 31 points for Mr. Perfect.
I'll tell you, it's one thing to do this at home, another to do it in a hostile environment.
It sure is. They've certainly accepted the challenge. The trick now is to sustain this effort.
Pelicans shooting their first free throws of this, and the first one at the line is good. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for the Pelicans, and a change for the Nets. Cameron Thomas, he's checked in for Williams. That one is no good. Hey, Stan, we've exported so much corporate basketball knowledge overseas. Remember when Fratello and you and your brother Jeff would go over there and have these clinics and teach the coaches the game? And they've taken that knowledge clearly and run with it.
No, I think that definitely happened when those guys went over. I think now it's sort of going the other way in large part. I know that all of us in the league now study what the great coaches in Europe are doing, and there's a lot of them, and the game is different, but they incorporate a lot of different concepts. I don't know a staff in the league that isn't spending a lot of time studying in the international game.
McCollum outside for the three, and they recover it. Outside for Murray. Olynyk in the corner. The three from McCollum, who scores his sixth bucket from the floor with that one. He shot the ball 11 times.
McCollum has a nice feel for catch-and-shoot jumpers. That's a shot they want to create for him as much as possible.
Here's Scott, and again for three. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Misi. McCollum outside. Again, McCollum missing.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Here's Russell. That's good, and it's Johnson with the assist.
Assist goes to
Johnson's got his 5th assist in this one. And so it's Brooklyn in complete command. Their lead at 28 points going into the break, and it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And we'll be back with you shortly.
When I look at the Nets, this team wants to do big things, Shaq-sized things. And I got to say, they're looking almost as dominant as Kenny.
Changing focus now to that first half. A brutal game so far for the Pelicans.
They have to lock it down.
That'll do it for our show to.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. We're seeing a tremendous game from Mr. Perfect.
Yeah, the passing he brings to the table on full display through the first 2 quarters.
Well, it's nothing new for him. They are at their best when he's setting the table like that.
In the guard spots, it'll be Murray and McCollum. Zion Williamson is out there with Trey Murphy. And it's Misi in at the 5. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. Thomas kicks to Scott. Fires from deep. Nailed from three-point land. Scott's got 39.
He's been reliable from the floor, and that's reflected on the scoreboard.
And a wide-open look for McCollum, and he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Cam Thomas was the 27th pick in the 2021 NBA Draft GA. I think a lot of teams, wouldn't you agree, are regretting passing on him.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to believe that he fell all the way to the end of the first round. Lots of teams would love to have a scorer like him on their roster.
Pass to Misi. And here is Murray. He's guarded by Russell, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And Greg, remember, in DeJounte Murray's rookie year, he played in the Western Conference Finals.
Murray was the youngest player in that series, playing 20 minutes a game, competing against the KD Steph Warriors. How about that for a welcome to the NBA?
Well, you know, guys, just a bunch of ways Murray contributes on both ends. And making 3 of their first 4 shots in this half is a strong start. Now it's about growing that momentum.
Near the three-point line, it's McCollum. And the Pelicans miss again.
Well, halftime is supposed to be for adjustments. I'm sure this isn't what they had in mind.
And he makes that one.
You know, they've hit the ground running to begin this second half. 4 for 5 so far.
McCollum against Scott. Takes a three. McCollum, no good.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Offensive rebound. Out to Russell. Pass to Scott. Over McCollum. And it's Williamson with the rebound.
And that is the exact type of opportunity this offense is looking to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. You can't settle for bad shots.
From past the arc. Cans it from downtown. Scott's got 42 in the game.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Look, when the three is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. DeJounte Murray is not one for the fast lane. He said, I come from all that stuff, but I've done that. I'm a homebody. I'm focusing on basketball. There's a lot going on in this world, so it's about being smart. Kevin, growing up in South Seattle, he's seen it all. Back to you.
You know, David, he counts himself fortunate to have escaped all of that. Thank you. The three from Thomas, and again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And Murray's got the ball here for the New Orleans Pelicans. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Williamson in the post. Johnson's there. 6 to shoot. Here's Murray. Not enough on that one as it misses. Brooklyn with the ball. They're on an 18-4 run. The Nets working the ball around now. And then Johnson with the dunk.
Ever since halftime, they've played precision basketball on the offensive end.
Well, the coaching staff made some adjustments for the second half, and they've come out with focus and execution.
And here's McCollum for three. The rebound by the Nets.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Good on the shot.
And look at Russell bringing the intensity. He's stronger now, willing to mix it up inside no matter who's on it.
Inside. The layup missed.
Yeah, he hasn't been at his best this quarter. I'd like to see him be a little more patient right now.
Thomas finds Sharp. Jacks up a three. Zion Williamson grabs the miss. McCollum outside. Back to Murray. Lets the three fly. That shot no good. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets with a huge lead at the break. Safe to say there's no... And with... And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking.